In this video, you're going to watch a leaked one-on-one coaching session with a student named Joe from inside the Sales Dojo. And in this one-on-one, I'm going to show him exactly how to go from $18K a month, which is what he did last month in commissions, to doubling that now to 36 grand for next month by breaking some limiting beliefs, by setting up some new goals and systems, actually breaking down the math on how to get there. And ultimately, I just wanted to share this because this is a powerful one-on-one session that can also massively help you speed up your own journey towards success and potentially even doubling your commissions next month in sales. Now, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Christian Jack, and over the past 3 years, I've generated many millions of dollars in sales across 21 or so different industries. I've trained now thousands of sales reps in over 50 different industries who have 2x, 10x, sometimes even 30x their commissions. And I have personally generated now coming up on nearly $1 million in learning sales, psychology, neuroscience, belief architecture, persuasion, biohacking, like you name it, I've done it. And so now I'm creating this channel in order to share just some of what I've learned on my path to achieving true freedom through the vehicle of sales so that maybe you can fast track your path to it as well. And of course, if you're a returning member, welcome back. I've got another banger for you here today.
Good this. Good. Just got back from some Chinese food.
Nice. How's the Chinese food in the UK?
Banging.
Banging?
Yeah, mate. It's like, what would be like, the main dish in America is like orange chicken, isn't it? That's like the main. So in the UK, we've got this thing called salt and pepper. It's not salt and pepper, it's like salt and chili pepper.
Okay.
Oh, it's heavy.
Nice.
Yeah, I was meant to go on, obviously I was meant to be going Saturday night with my dad, and then I was going out with my mum on Sunday night, but my birthday, but my flight got fucking left without us, so.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, me flight. So like it was like my flight got to Paris from Lisbon like 11 minutes before my flight to Newcastle, and like I had to go across like 2 terminals. And you know when you're in a rush and nothing's on time apart from the flight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like waiting, and then he turns up, the bus guy, the shuttle guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to wait for the next one." I'm like, "Mate, I can't." Like, could you just?
That's funny.
Drivers, I'll give you some like 20 euros. But no, he wouldn't take bribes.
That's funny. It happens. All right, dude. Well, what you want to talk about today?
Yeah. Few things. Some of them are more like technical sales related things, but I feel like I could get more value out of other things. Okay. I mean, one of them is dealing with prospects that I feel like are just sucking blood from a stone. Do you know what I mean? Because I just feel like I can't.
Just closed off.
Yeah, and I'm just not a closed off person. So like,
sure,
I can't seem to click with them and like understand them essentially.
Sure.
That's one thing. Another thing is obviously since we're going to Costa Rica and then I'll be going to New York after that, taking a lot of December off. So like I'm not expecting to make that much in December. So one of the things is how to essentially like maximize myself without ending up hating what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like how to actually maximize it without being shattered and all that sort of stuff. And like remaining kind of not having like one day where I'm like really high. It's weird because like over the course of the month, like month to month, the commissions are stable. But I can speak from experience. Speaking from experience, day to day, they are fucking not. Like in terms of like how I feel. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, fucking can't wait to take calls. The next day I'm like, oh.
Gotcha.
And then I am also wanting to figure out kind of how to get to the next level. Not in terms of closing, but how to leverage my skills further. Like I do want to get into something like sales management or something eventually. So like how to like, you know, get beyond just a closer.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. What else?
A few things. I think them are the main things at the moment for me.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's start with the first one. So you said dealing with prospects who don't want to open up. It's like drawing blood from a stone. Just tell me a little bit more about like what actually happens observably on calls.
Yeah. So like, I'll ask them like, so like, hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah. And they're like, yeah, I'm good.
Huh.
You know, people that are just like, yeah, I'm good. They don't ask how you're doing.
Sure.
Whatever. And I'm like, yeah. So I guess like, what's the biggest reason why you want to? And they're like, yeah, I mean, I want to make more money. Oh, really? Why is that? Just to like have more, and, like what very short answers. And I'm like, this is just painful. And what I'll end up doing with these people is like, I'll be complete. Sometimes I'll just pitch them because I'm like, I know that's the wrong thing to do. Like I know that. Sure. I know I should like call it out and be like, bro, like that sounds like off here. But I get to the point where I'm just like not able to click with this person, and I think it's because I don't know. I think it's because like when I'm actually like out in person, if I'm talking to somebody who's just like that, I'll just be, oh, fuck off, like, and just walk away. Sure. So like, how to deal with that?
Okay, understood. One of the things that I think with you, I can generally just kind of cut to the chase. One thing that I see with you, that you're not alone in, is that, and you can tell me if I'm off, it could be, or if you just believe I'm off. I don't think I'm off. You might just believe I'm off. We'll see. I think you use humor to guard yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So if you use humor to guard yourself, let's explore that briefly. So like what are you guarding yourself from? And I'd ask this because this is going to give you a lot of clarity as to why this is happening with short prospects specifically, and like in normal life as well. So if you use humor to guard yourself, you know that. What are you guarding yourself from? What is it that like little 8-year-old Joe inside of you is actually afraid of?
Judgment, I guess. Like judgment in terms of people thinking I'm not as good as I know that I am.
Okay. Talk about that a little bit more. What do you mean?
Whenever I've done everything, I've always wanted, not only have I wanted to be good, I've wanted everybody to know how good I am at something.
Yep. Why?
I think it's because besides from like family, or some family members, I should say, besides from like me close family, I never really got that from anyone. I never really got like approval.
Okay.
Like relationships, friend groups, whatever. Like I never got that like approval. And I feel like I always try and like strive for it. And I feel like when I speak to these types of people, it's like it reminds us a bit of like the relationships that didn't work out.
Okay. That makes sense. When you think back to a relationship that didn't work out, tell me what decision, there's two questions here. What decision did you make about yourself, and what decision did you make about other people? What learning did you take from that rejection, if you will, about yourself and then about other people?
Yeah, I think one of the ones that comes to mind was when I was in so I used to be like when I was in school, I was always like extremely overweight.
Okay.
And I was like I was, if I was like obviously I was still, like I was young, but like when I was like attracted to like a girl or something, like I would never get anything back. You know, I would be laughed at, right? Because I was the fat kid.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what, I've had enough. I lost all this weight. Like, I got to a point where I was like shredded.
Yeah.
And I still didn't get it until I would, and I would get it, but then it would end up being like what it was at the start in the past, in the sense of
Mm.
it would end up being good, but then so there was this one time. Well, actually, it happened multiple times. There was this one time when like I was really attracted to this one girl, and like she was to me as well, and
Hmm.
then I essentially got used in the sense of um, like she would end up getting with like people that were meant to be my friends, like behind my back and all that sort of stuff. And I
Uh-huh.
didn't get like angry at it because I didn't want to lose that approval.
Gotcha.
Um,
What happens? I know we're going deep quick here, but I know you can handle it. What happens if what happens if you're not approved of in your mind?
I'll just be another number,
What do you mean?
like in the world. Like I'll have a couple of people around my grave one day, and that'll be about it.
Hmm. What comes up for you when you think about that?
Nothing in the sense of I don't mean like nothing like well, nothing.
Sure.
I'm saying nothing in the sense of it's just like a feeling of like nothingness. Like
Okay.
there's a void. You know what I mean?
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, okay. So if we look at to bring it back to like the problem, right? Dealing with prospects who don't want to open up, who aren't like me, they give short answers or at least not thought out answers. Sometimes you just pitch them because you're not able to click with them. And then out in life, if you meet the same person, you just kind of leave it as is, call it a loss and move on, basically. Do you see the pattern that's there now that we have a little bit of deeper context? And if you do, what do you see?
I see that I'm essentially doing like the reason I'm doing it is because of like past situations when I was younger and like how they ended up how they I feel like it's kind of like I would end up like putting in all this energy to like people in the past and it didn't end up, becoming
Yep.
anything. I'm like subconsciously like I can't be bothered to put my time and energy into this person because if they don't do it, it's the same as like that. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of like
Yep.
it's like I'm putting in all this time and energy and they're just gonna throw me away.
Yep. 100%. So it's like you're putting in a lot of work and ultimately it's going to lead in rejection. So why even put in the work in the first place?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool. So um, it's really interesting when you start doing this sort of conversation with people more, um, which you may or may not in your future. You may start to notice the same thing that I have, which is this is literally the exact same thing that everybody has, which is really interesting. Every single person, no matter how the fear manifests, no matter what the behavior is that they have developed to cope with it, no matter what the patterns that they've created in order to avoid it, et cetera, this is something that every human being experiences. Um, and so when you think about your prospects and the behaviors, specifically with the ones that you want to disconnect from, or you want to just like pitch early, or this type of prospect, it's like drawing blood from a stone. What do you see? Um, what connection do you see between this fear that you have and their behavior for themselves?
How do you mean, sorry? Like the connection between how I behave and their perspective on how I behave?
So for you, the reason you behave the way that you do potentially is out of fear of rejection. short version.
Yeah.
And not wanting to put in a bunch of effort only to then get rejected. When you look at your prospects and potential reasons why they may act the way they do, being short, closed off, not giving a lot, etc., do you see any sort of connection there? Have you ever considered that the same reason that you want to disconnect is the same reason that they want to not share?
Yeah, I guess I can kind of. I'm trying to get blood from a stone, but my own insecurities are bleeding into the conversation.
Exactly. It's like trying to, I don't know, what would be a good analogy for this? I should come up with one because this is fairly common. It's essentially just a self-fulfilling loop. So because they're afraid of feeling rejected, they don't open up. And because they don't open up, you feel a feeling of being afraid of being rejected. And so then you just skip to the pitch, or you just get frustrated or whatever, which then causes them to again not want to open up. And so it's just like this cycle. So if you ever want to break the cycle, you have to realize that one of my operating systems for my life is anything is possible 100% of the time, and if it's to be, it's up to me. So if you want something to happen, then you better be willing to go and get it.
Mhm.
So somebody has to break the cycle. You think the prospect is going to break the cycle here on this random ass sales call on their like Tuesday afternoon or something? Yeah, not a chance. They're not even thinking about that. But you might be. So you have to essentially move from a state of fear to higher levels, right? If you look at like the map of consciousness is a pretty common way to do this. You've got fear, and then there's a couple of levels. You got desire, anger, pride, courage, and you kind of want to get to courage. So right now, it sounds like we're mostly in a state of fear, which is like I'm afraid of getting rejected, and so I just generally avoid it. Not a huge deal. Um, the next level is then desire. So we have to figure out what is the desire here. If the fear is being rejected, what's the opposite of rejection?
The opposite of rejection,
Mhm.
attraction.
Okay, yeah. If somebody, let's see, everybody's different for this, but let's say go even more uh, positive than attraction. Like, what's the next level after you're attracted to somebody? What is the next feeling you experience?
Love.
Bingo. The opposite of rejection is really love. So that means that the fear of rejection can be counteracted by a feeling of love. So you got to figure out like where in your life can you get and give love and make that your desire, if you will. That's how you can then move into the next stage above fear, which is desire. So you desire love and connection from the world. Once you're in that place, then the next level is anger, which is kind of interesting. Uh, you have to get angry about essentially the decisions that you're making that don't align with getting love and connection from the world. One of the things that I've learned about men specifically is that anger is a powerful tool. Um, of course, don't let it get out of control, but more often than not, anger and sadness are actually a sort of lubricant to your nervous system and to your emotional system. And if a man does not express true, like unadulterated, unlimited anger and sadness,
Uh-huh.
then they just kind of like get stopped up emotionally, which is really interesting. So anger is next, and then you move on from there. But what I would focus on for you is number one, just having that awareness when you get on a call with somebody and they're flat, they're short, they're not opening up very much, understanding where that comes from, seeing that person for who they are, seeing that they are you, having compassion and love for them, and then helping them out of that, being willing to break the cycle. How you break the cycle, you can do it skillfully or not so skillfully. You can do it from the heart, or you can do it from the head. There's a lot of different ways there that we can go into, but overall, just the awareness is going to give you now a new level because you can't fix what you're not aware of. So start seeing that in people whenever they give you short answers, or when you meet somebody in public and they're not open, it's just because they're afraid of being rejected. And oftentimes with prospects, it's not just being rejected by other people, but it's also afraid of rejecting themselves because they might fail. So it's like their own viewpoint of themselves. So like somebody who maybe is super duper healthy and then they get overweight. Yes, they're afraid of getting rejected by other people, but they're also afraid of the thoughts they'll have about themselves. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
they'll start thinking they're worthless. They'll start thinking, "Oh, I'm overweight. I'm," uh, that identity sets in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. Let's move on from
Mind if
that then.
I just go quickly grab some more water because that
Yeah, of
Chinese
course.
super
Of course,
salty.
dude. Go for it. Let's see here. Taking December off, I feel is inconsistent. Okay. Do. Let's move this.
So what I've realized as well, Google Meet is so much more zoomed in than Zoom.
Yeah, depending. It'll like reframe it around your face and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just dependent on how you set your window. It's weird. Okay. So then I know you mentioned that you're taking December off mostly. Was there a question there? I feel like there was.
Like how
Didn't catch it.
to, especially like for rest of this month, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going down to London next Sunday and Monday. Go to this like
Uh-huh.
some South Indian restaurant. But besides from that, like how to maximize essentially rest of this month and November to essentially offset December.
Got
Whereas
it.
they've like to essentially make like twice the comms,
Yep.
like to
Cool.
make like essentially another month, right? But without getting to the point where I'm taking 15 sales calls a day and like stacking and like without like ending up being like I fucking hate sales.
Burning out, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It makes sense. Okay. Walk me through, if you can, what are your current numbers? So how many slots available do you have each day in total?
Yeah. So slots available. I've just upped it now, so it was 6. It's now 7.
Okay. 7 slots.
And
And then
then
how many of those get booked?
most of the time they all get booked. I'm really
Cool.
working on my show rate because my show rate's really dipped this month.
Okay.
So now I've
Sounds like you know
started.
exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, I've started sending like personal videos to leads to like
Yep.
interact.
Yep. Okay. What is your show rate?
I can pull it up actually. I've got it here.
Cool.
Oh fuck! Where's it? Why the the sheet one? Communication actually on it. I don't know the sheet one here. Right. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need it updated for yesterday and today, but like 40% this past month. So it's taken like a massive dip.
Okay. What was it before?
Before it was around about like 60, 65.
Okay. And do you know what changed, if anything?
I haven't done anything differently. But
Okay.
what I have done is I was just on the low ticket funnel, but now I'm on that and the DM funnel. But what we've started to do now as well is like we've started to like we've got like tiered leads now. So we're just hiring people like how to be like qualified, right? Whereas now where they're not as qualified, but we'll still if the talent is like if it's a bit quieter, like in terms of bookings, like they'll push them through. So I don't know if that's affected it, like in terms of like people are not as high intent are getting onto the calendar because I'm doing the same thing. So
so we'll just say intent has lowered. We can work on that. Then out of the people that actually show up, how many of them are qualified to get pitched and like actually be a client?
Yeah, I would say probably about 80%.
Okay, cool. And what's your close rate?
This month, 70.
Okay. And is that on booked calls or show ups or qualified calls?
Showed calls.
Show.
Yeah, on
Cool.
booked calls probably like 3. No, I'm joking. On booked calls probably around like
the math.
34. I haven't worked it out to be honest. But
okay. And collection percentage? How much cash out
like,
of revenue are you collecting?
Usually around about like 90%.
Okay, cool. And what's your comms percentage?
12. Well, if once so it starts at 10. Once at 75k collected, goes up to 12, which I do that every month, and then hits 150, goes up to 13. But yeah, so like it'll always be at least 12. And then there's also like self sets, referrals, that sort of thing.
Okay. I'll just put 12 to 13% for now. What's the bump for self sets and referrals?
Self set 3%, referrals 7%.
An additional 7%?
Yeah.
Make sure. Cool. Equals plus 7%. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so I've got those numbers. Let me actually just pull up like a sheet because this is going to make it easier. Do you ever like create a Google sheet to go through your numbers like this?
I've got like a KPI sheet. Yeah, I've got a KPI sheet. Let me see yours.
So I'm just going to create one real quick. So slots, booked, show, qual, close, collection, comms, and then income will be at the very bottom. So current, and then we'll do new, so we can do some new stuff. What is the average? Let me think. What's the average deal size for these?
We've only really got one package, which is the 48. But since we've been getting more unqualified people, we essentially have like this like 3-month thing. That's not really a real one, but we have to do it quite often now. Which is like 24. So I would say the average probably is around like 35 is the average.
Okay. 3,500.
33 and a half, I wish. I would have it sorted.
All right. So right now we got 7 slots available. We got 100% booking rate, basically. We got 40% show rate. qualification rate is 80%. Close rate is 70%.
Yeah.
We really don't even need the call rate too much. We'll keep it. Collection rate is 90%. And this is the deal size. This is the revenue or the cash?
Oh, sorry.
Revenue generated or cash collected?
Let's say cash is 35. Right. I'd say deal size probably is more like 30, cash 35.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Because pretty much because we've got that like splitted thing, and basically everything's a PIF almost.
Yep.
No.
Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and do quick
I'd say
math on this.
more likely to be 12 than 13.
Okay.
I would say, just due to the mainly the deal size.
Let's take out B7. We don't really need that. B8, B9, B10, and then B11. Something like that. And the wrong number of arguments. Expect 2 arguments. Got 7 arguments. Oh my gosh.
I have no idea what
Oh wait. Okay. And then how many working days per month
So
on average?
out it was it was 6 over the past month or so. It's been like 5, but I've now opened up more slots on Saturdays, but I'm also opening up Sundays as well.
Okay. So 20
now, but there'll be some Sundays where I won't be able to do them.
Okay, sounds good. So 4.3 weeks a month. It's give or take 22 days worked in a month. If it's 5 days a week. And then we'll open it up here to the new number. So let's do this. Equals multiply. We got B4 and 5. So that's the total number of calls that you're taking, or total number of slots that you have. And then we got multiply C5 by B6. 90%. And then you got multiply B6 or C6 by B7. That's the number of showed calls. Qualified calls then is C7 by B8. And multiply C8 by B9. Yep, that's right. Equals, yes. Equals, yes. Equals. All right, so I need to redo that real quick. So we got 154 total slots booked. Show rate is 40%, so that's total number of showed calls. Total number of qualified calls. This is the one that needs to change. Equals multiply show rate, which is C7, times B9, which is the close rate. So that's the total number of deals that you're closing in a month. Does that look about right? 43?
It's usually between 30 and 40.
Okay, cool. So it might be a little.
Actually, because Thursdays I always go out for dinner with my dad, so I only have 3 slots on a Thursday. Which
okay. So we'll just take this down to like 19.
Yeah.
I'll take it down closer. Okay, cool. So 140K in cash, give or take. Let me make sure that's. And what is this? C10 by B11. Why is that more?
Yeah.
For this divide. That's why. That should be multiplied. There we go. And then comms are at 13%. So that one should be, again, multiply.
I was going to say 970K in comms. That would be fucking lovely.
That would be great. Okay, cool. So that's the income. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste all of this and do some new numbers, as well as I need to do a bit of average. So out of these say like 37 deals that you close, how many are new deals that are like one call close? How many of them?
They're all new for that month.
Okay, so 100%. How
Yeah,
many of
but
them are referrals?
so this month I haven't had any. Last month I didn't actually have any. I was a lot of old follow-up. The month before I got a lot of referrals though.
Okay, got it. And then how many of them did you self-set?
Last month, I think it was like, it's this month.
Sure.
This month, I think I've done like three or four have been self-sets.
Okay, out of the 30, so that's like 10%, give or take. We'll do like 8%. And then this would be 92%. Okay, cool.
Unless you count outbound as self-set. I don't know if you would count that as self-set.
Do you get paid on them as a self-set?
Yeah, but I don't actually set them. I just outbound them and do them.
Outbound close.
Yeah.
That's fine. How many of those?
Let me have a look. I reckon if I was to go off last month, just because this month I was on holiday a bit and that, but going off of last month, I did about, I think it was around like 8 or 9,
8 or 9 of them? Okay,
included like combined with self sets.
got it. So total of, what would that be? 8 or 9 out of, what was it, 37? It's like 20% probably. Okay, that's better. So 80% of your deals are completely new calls. 20% of them are self-set calls, 0% are referrals. So what we want to do, let me just show you this real quick. So new deals, you basically get the 12% comms, right? Referrals, you get 19%, give or take.
I
And then
need to find a proper way to do you know what it is that month where I got like all them referrals? It was simply just from that Facebook post.
can do it.
So I made another one this month, and then I've got like I got one from that, but he's not going to start until next month.
Cool. All right. So let's do this. If 80% of your deals are at 12% and 20% of your deals are at 15%, then like give or take your total like average commissions on your deals is going to be around 12.5%, which is okay. Yeah. What we want to do instead is if we go to new, let's just set this up here. For new deals, we actually want to lower this number to like 60%. So still the majority of your deals are going to come from new calls booked on your calendar. But then instead, we're going to focus more of our time on referrals. All right.
Okay.
What that's going to do is it's going to jump this number up to like 16% comms.
Right.
Okay. So that alone, if you don't collect any more cash, right? Let's just say that this bumps up to 16%, you'll already make an extra $4,000, which is an extra 25%. So if you're saying that you want to make like an extra 50%, you're already halfway there with that. Okay.
Right.
Now, with that, how do you feel with your 7 slots a day? I know you said some days you look forward to it, some days you don't. We'll get to that in a second. But overall, how do you feel with 7 slots a day?
With the show rate at the minute, not good.
If the show rate was higher, would you feel better?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's an activity issue. We can cover that. So we're going to move this up to 8 slots a day.
Yeah, it's mainly because I'm in the UK, so it's like them 7 slots are like takes us up to like 10 p.m.
Sure. Worth it in the winter to take December off. So days worked in total, we're going to move this up from 19 to, you said you're working 6 days a week, 4.3 weeks in a month. That's 24, 27, give or take, 26 calls.
Yeah, but I'm
26 days working.
I open up 3 slots on Sundays now.
Okay.
Besides, I'll be fine to do every Sunday.
Okay. So add on another 9 to that, give or take. It'll be 30. No, that's going to be, we'll just leave it because that's the number of days. So we'll just leave that. We'll leave that as is. That'll give us a little bit of buffer room anyway. So in total, that means that we've got 208 calls slots available over the course of a month. Okay. Now, the booking rate for those is probably going to go down because you're opening up more slots. Maybe they'll keep you booked. I don't know. I would rather plan for them to not, because that will also help you make sure that you get your referrals targeted.
It's better to be conservative as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's say that it goes down to like, because 133 out of 208, what is that? 133 divided by 208. Forgot I need to do my little equal button. Fucking annoying sometimes. All right, 64%. So let's bump this down. Motherfucker. 64%. Double percentage. Okay. Now show rate. Now, because less of your calls are coming from just straight booked onto your calendar, the show rate actually isn't going to matter nearly as much, which is really interesting. Your self sets and your referral calls are going to have a higher show rate than the booked in calls. So that will make your show rate jump up. We'll just put that at like 60%. Okay. Qualification rate is probably going to stay about the same. Maybe it'll go up again because you've got referrals. So we'll just bump it up by like 5%. Okay. But it doesn't really change any of the other numbers anyway. Close rate, again, because you're doing more referrals, it'll probably go up slightly, do like 75% instead of 70, and deal size will stay the same, collection size will probably stay the same, etc. But look what happened to comps. So we're at double now.
Fucking hell.
So the goal is at that point, we are closing 60 deals, right? 60 deals. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it really clear here. The target is 60 deals closed. So we're going to do multiply J, what is that? 10, 11 by I12. And then we'll do those, I think. Just multiply J, J11. Yep. Except we won't need a percentage. Number automatic. There we go. And then that's also just going to be the exact same thing. Why is it doing that? I don't know if I'm percentage. There we go. Okay, so we're aiming for 36 new deals closed, which is the same number as before. Like literally nothing changes there.
Yeah.
Then what we're aiming for is 12 referral closes and 12 self sets. Now I want to show you what this does here. K12 by J12. Doop. And we'll do this. Okay. So new calls is 36 by that. 36 calls. That's why. Motherfucker. All right, I'm going to do one more column here. 3,800 per close. So now we're going to do multiply K12 by L11. Multiply K, motherfucker. Multiply. I wish it like made it easier to do that. K12.
We need a sheet AI.
It's wild. Multiply L11 by K13. There we go. And then equals multiply 11 by K14. Okay. And then the last bit here is multiply. This one should go faster. L12 by J12, because that's the commission percentage that you get from each one. All right. So basically, this is how much commission you're earning from each pile. So you'll keep making the same exact amount of commission from the current deals. Like nothing is changing there. The self sets, well, you will add a little bit more because now you're making a little bit more from self sets. But the referrals, if you notice, by closing a third of the number of deals, you're getting paid half the commission. So it's disproportionate there, which is really good. Now, also with this, if you're hitting these numbers, then this will now go to 13%.
Yeah.
This will go to 20%, and this will go to 16%, which really means your sum total will be 34K. Make sense? So those are the numbers that I would go for. Is just like keep that in mind. You're going for 36 new call closes, 12 referrals, and 12 sets. So figure out what you need to do in order to hit those numbers. It means calling all of your past closes. One strategy I will say that I've done before that actually worked out really, really well is holding a webinar for your previous closes and no closes. So the way that this works is essentially you just text, call, email all of your past closes and no closes, just all the calls that you've had previously. And you invite them to a session where you teach them how they can pay for their program by inviting other people to it. So essentially all that you're doing is you're creating a webinar to create a bunch of affiliates. Does that make sense? So you just hop on.
Like a Zoom call, like a Zoom.
Correct. You just create a scheduled webinar. It's going to be like Friday night, 5 p.m., whatever. You invite all of the people that you've hopped on a call with previously, including people who didn't close, and say, hey, I know some of you guys are in the program, some of you are not. But regardless, we've all had conversations, and XYZ offer owner or whatever authorized me to be able to incentivize you to refer other people to the program to be able to pay for your own program. So the way this works, and then you just break it down to them, because I'm sure the offer pays out affiliate commissions for people that refer their friends, right?
That's 7% as well.
There you go. So you just work them through that math, and then you're like, hey, so if you really want to make this program free for yourself, then the number of people that you need to refer is XYZ number of people. Or if you just want 50% off, or if you want 10% off, or whatever. And then it's just basically like passive income for them. Okay. Or maybe they don't even want to join the program and they still want to refer their friends just to make a quick buck for themselves. They'll do it. You'll be surprised. So that would be one thing that I would really look at setting up for yourself. It's super duper simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Just get people there and then you can run it. If they don't go, you can still call them up individually. It'll be fine.
Right. Send that out like a bulk email or?
Yep. 100%. I would get with
this could be like might end up getting fucking 5,000 referrals or whatever. But like if we've got like an email list of like loads of old people, would you also just include them?
Do you have somebody on the offer that's like the official copywriter of the offer, or do they have an agency that they work with or something? Is it just the owner?
Yeah, it's just the owner. Do you mean like emails and like we've got
that like writes newsletter emails and stuff?
Yeah, no, it's yeah, we don't have that.
Okay,
but, like,
so I would just go to the owner and say like,
sorry,
I just tell the owner that we have a fantastic idea on how to bring in more closes before the end of the year. I want to go ham on it, but I need your help with it. And so then you and him are basically going to pair up to write some sort of email that then gets blasted out to everybody via his email and not yours, because yours isn't necessarily verified, might go to promotions or whatever. But his email is probably optimized for that. So he will send out the email. And then he may even help you fucking do the webinar itself. Like, who knows? I don't know. But then that way you've got his buy-in with it, and he'll help you to make your extra money, because he also obviously makes a ton of extra money that way as well.
Yeah.
So that's something that's one of my more like secret strategies that I've used in the past to really just make a fuck ton of extra cash.
Yeah, that's like really good.
Yeah.
Like
I just run your own little webinar.
If I go on close with all the leads that are owned by me, then yeah.
Yep. Easy peasy. You don't even have to do the ones that are owned by you. You can ask the owner about that and be like, hey, obviously the more deals that we close without you having to put in marketing spends, you just make that much more profit margin. Like, do you want to just try it on mine first to like start easy, toe dip, see how it goes, and then do more? Or would you rather just like hit the ball out of the park the first time and just go big or go home? Have a good Christmas. So you can talk to him. Okay. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You'll have this recording so you can go back to those numbers.
Okay.
Okay, next point. I got 8 minutes. How I feel is inconsistent. Some days I look forward to calls, some not. What is how routine are you? Like how in habit are you? Or are you just kind of like floating day to day?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go to the gym.
Mhm.
But aside from that, I don't have a routine.
Okay. There's a lot that goes into this because it could be a million different things. Overall, the biggest things that I found for this, and to be clear, I am not a morning person, so like this sucks for me, personally, but it works. Is in the mornings, if you're going to be taking calls, what time do you start calls?
So what I try and do is I try to be awake for at least like 2 hours before starting calls, or at least like
Mm-hmm.
2-3 hours.
Uh-huh.
Start calls. I start them at 1, but like that slot
Mm-hmm.
but that slot doesn't always get booked just because it's so early for the US.
Sure.
Um,
It's like
so like
5 a.m.
usually 2. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I wake up I wake up about 11, 12. Like
Okay.
I
Sounds good.
like
What do you do for those 2 or 3 hours?
I'll go to the gym.
Okay. How hard do you work at the gym?
Very.
Yeah.
Um, most of the time at least, anyways.
Okay.
So
So
is
then when is it that you like look at your calendar and you're like, is it before the gym or after the gym?
it's
Or is it like an energy dip in the middle of your calls?
yeah, it's like midway through the day.
Okay, cool. Do you eat anything after the gym?
Yeah, I'll have like
What do you eat?
depends what time I get back. If I've got enough time, I'll cook something.
Okay.
Um, like I don't know, could be like chicken, steak, like gammon. Sometimes I'll have a
Okay.
bit. And then I don't know if you eat gammon in America, but we'll love it here.
Not
It's
really.
like roast ham. But then if I'm like running late, I'll have like protein yogurt, some fruit, something like that.
Okay. What I would do is three things. Number one is order cordyceps and lion's mane. They're both mushrooms.
I've had them before.
Good. They basically just come in capsules. Have those whenever you have your meal before you start your calls. Um, then after maybe like 2 or 3 call slots, so halfway through your calls for the day, have B complex vitamins, which is usually like berries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, that sort of fruit. Not tropical fruit, specifically berries. Good antioxidants. They'll have more sustainable energy throughout the day. And then, have you ever tried methylene blue?
Yeah, I tried. You gave us it in Nashville.
Do you remember how you felt?
Uh, I don't really feel like that. It felt a bit like having a coffee, kind of, but more like not like instant, more just like
Yeah, exactly. So what I would do is also have methylene blue at that time. My favorite way to do it is just get it off of Amazon. You don't have to get like anything really fancy with it. Super easily accessible. But then get a shot glass that you fill like halfway with water and then put the methylene blue in that. That way, like if you drink out of a regular glass, it's a bit wider, and so you might get some blue like on your lips or on your tongue, etc. With a shot glass,
got plenty of shot glasses.
I figured you did. So use that uh, halfway through your calls, but take the cordyceps and the lion's mane with your meal. That's what I would do. That way you'll have a little bit more energy because the cordyceps lion's mane takes a little bit to get into your system. The methylene blue is a little bit faster working, and the berries are much faster working. So like as soon as you have the berries, you'll feel good. and then the methylene blue will take you through to the end of the day. If that's when you're noticing that you're not looking forward to your calls, really all that it is, it's just an energy dip. So we just need to keep that up a little bit.
I'm using blue light glasses as well because like the eyes just fucking kill.
Yeah. Do you have like windows in your room or anything, or is it just a box?
There's a window, but the only light I have turned on is my ring light.
Okay, I would open the window.
It doesn't open.
Oh.
The key's like stuck in it since we got the house, and can't.
Can you like let light in? Does light come in throughout the
Yeah,
day?
I let light. Like I get light in there through the day.
Okay, that's good. Another thing that you can do halfway through your calls is just like go outside for a walk. That does wonders.
Yeah,
Get a little sunlight.
Well, because like what I do is as well, I walk to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is as well, like this time of year in the UK, there's not much sun, so I'm having to take vitamin D. I need to get some more actually because I've run out, but like vitamin D capsules.
Yeah, even like when there's not direct sunlight, like the good bits of it still gets through the clouds at some level. So still get out if you can, even if you can't directly see the sun. 12 closes from outbound closing. Just writing the final notes here. Feel inconsistent. Lion's mane, cordyceps at breakfast. Do you call that breakfast? You call that lunch?
I mean, me breakfast usually. I'm not gonna lie. It's usually a protein bar on the way to the gym.
Okay, cool. So I'll just say that that's lunch. Lion's mane, cordyceps at lunch. Methylene blue and berries, and outdoor walk halfway through calls. You can also just do something like super duper physically jump starty at that point too. Sometimes I'll just like go down and try to do 100 push-ups in a row or something. Just it'll shock your system into running. The last thing, how to leverage my skills further. I would, for you personally, I'm going to filter through a lot of advice here in my head because I know we only have 1 minute. I
think the reason I wonder as well because I used to do sales management before high ticket, like when I was doing door to door.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
I loved it. What did you enjoy about it most?
Like actually being able to like help other sales reps get better.
Interesting.
And actually seeing them like have like a good day and like seeing how like happy they were about having that good day.
I would honestly, yes, learn about sales management because it's going to be an easy kind of lever that you can pull. Really, all that management is it's people skills, emotional intelligence, and leadership skills. Like, and I guess understanding systems at some level is part of management as well. But just knowing you, like you're a great you're a great hype man. You're great at like just getting people to lighten up, have a good time, joking around, et cetera, et cetera. I have a feeling that you would do really well with creating content. And I know it's something that you've like joked at previously, but I have a feeling that it would do really, really well. And as much as being a sales manager is leverage on your skills, being able to create content is 100 times more leveraged because you can always go and create your own thing if you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which that part's really easier to learn. So I would honestly spend your time starting to create content and then starting to explore management a little bit. So like there's the sales management course in the dojo. I just get that. That'll 100% get you off on the right foot for management. That'll teach you like 99% of what you need to know for sure.
Okay. And then in terms of content, could it be like, I know you've got to go, but like today, for example, I had a call with a black guy and he said like he's like 45 and I was like, must be true then black don't crack. And like, and like he was just howling. And I called myself an unseasoned chicken breast.
That's great.
So like, do you mean like say like uploading that on like Instagram and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Final Cut Pro, I can edit. So
there's a ton of things that you can do depending on how much work you want to put into the editing. Um, keep it easy on yourself to start. Just enjoy the process. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. And then you'll see what performs well naturally, and you just keep doing more of that.
yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, dude. I'm a bounce because Anna and I got a date that is a surprise for me. So I don't know what the fuck it is, but I gotta go.
Nice.
All right.
Enjoy, mate. Enjoy.
Enjoy your evening, dude. I'll see you.
Yeah.
It's good to see
Bye-bye.
you.